Hello everyone and welcome to Victoria's Cantina, where today we're having a look at the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series First Order Stormtrooper Executioner Walmart exclusive 3 3/4 inch action figure. Packaging design is very simplistic. It hasn't changed in the last 2 years. You can see the figure in there quite prominently as well as his accessory. Nice image of the character on the lower right. At the back we get some information about the character. The First Order can only operate effectively with the absolute loyalty of its followers. Should any soldier be found guilty of treason, it is up to this special branch of stormtroopers to dispense final justice. There's that image there again. Very simplistic box design with the Walmart exclusive Black Series line, no numerical designation. So, okay, I'm going to spend a few minutes, get this guy unboxed so that we can take a closer look. Alright my friends, so here is the First Order Stormtrooper Executioner out of the packaging, and all in all I gotta say it does look really good. If you picked up the Black Series 3 3/4 inch First Order Stormtrooper a couple of years back, then you pretty much know what to expect. But aesthetically it looks really good. I've kind of always felt like the legs were a little bit short looking on the figure, which was also something that we saw with the 6-inch First Order Stormtrooper, but it still looks really good. On my figure there's also a little bit of warping. If you look at the lower left leg, it is kind of bowed out a little bit there at the calf, but overall it's got a fantastic sculpt. I really think they did a good job, even if the proportions are off just a little bit. Overall it gets the job done. You can see that the figure is cast in a very nice, vibrant white. I do see what looks to be a very slight discrepancy between the color of the torso and the color of the limbs and the helmet, even the little bit there at the back of the belt. It's a very slight difference. You're not going to really see that under natural lighting, but under studio lighting like this, you definitely can see it. You'll also notice at the very bottom, the ankle joints are black. They should have been white. Hasbro does that a lot. It's kind of annoying. And being a Black Series figure, there's plenty of articulation to be found, and you do get one very nice accessory. So taking an up-close look here at the helmet, I think it looks rather fantastic. They did a really good job with the paint detail on here. It is very clean, and we'll do a better comparison in just a little bit, but just to bring in the First Order Trooper from a couple years ago, you can see that the helmet paint wasn't that great. And I don't just mean like QC type stuff, I mean like the new one looks a lot better. It actually looks to be a completely different sculpt. It looks a little more narrow, and I really like it. I really think they did a great job with the sculpt on this one. You can see those little vents that it has right there in the mouth. I think that's new from the previous version because I don't think they had that in the film. Just all in all, it's a fantastic head sculpt. And again, the rest of the body does look really good. Very nice, vibrant white plastic on this guy. And of course, you get these black paint details. You get that black stripe there at the helmet, goes all the way to the back. And shoulders are black. You get the First Order insignia on both of the shoulder pads. And it just looks really good. Really good looking figure. Awesome sculpt. And I mean, pretty much what you would expect. Now, because it is a little bit bow-legged down here, you can kind of see the joint there a little bit more. It's kind of hard for me to adjust that. So I feel like I need to play around with that a little bit more. Maybe heat it up, see if I can get that fixed. But overall, great looking figure. I really think they did a super nice job here. In terms of articulation, it is the same as we saw in the previous First Order Stormtrooper, meaning you get the ball joint here at the head. It seems a little bit loose on my figure. You can see that it kind of just rocks like that, but it does work pretty well. Ball hinging at both of these shoulders. Now they do kind of hit right here at the top, so it is a little bit restricted, but you can kind of go out. If you wanted to go out and then push it back, well, no problem there. You get plenty of movement. Ball hinging at both of the elbows. You can bend it. You can rotate it. Both of the wrists. This one goes forward and back. Opposite one actually goes up and down. So a little bit of variety there. Ball hinge here at the upper torso. Excellent movement there. Ball hinging at both of the hips. And you do get a little bit of an obstruction right there because of that pouch. It's not terribly bad though. And if you wanted to move them forward, of course, you just rotate both of the hips and push them forward like that. Not a full 90 degrees, but I assume that would be sufficient for most posing options. You can bend it all the way. You can swivel it there at the knee. And here at the ankles, you get your bend. And you can rotate it. So overall, very nicely articulated. So I really like this accessory. I don't know exactly how it's going to work in the film. I have seen a still from the film where it doesn't have this blue stuff on the sides, the electricity or whatever you want to call that. Presumably this is what he uses to like cut off the heads of his enemies. I don't know. I'm just guessing. It's a really cool looking contraption. White and black. I mean, First Order colors. And the translucent blue of the electricity looks fantastic. I really, really like this. And I think that it's quite unique in design. And I'm really glad that the figure has it. And he holds the accessory very, very well. So no problems there. So I was just taking my photos for the video, for Instagram and all that. And I realized that comes off. How cool is that? I mean, I didn't expect that at all. So that's like a really cool added bonus, because if you didn't want to display him with that, you just want him to have it off or whatever, I love that. Now you do get a little socket right there if you had the blaster pistol that came with the previous First Order Trooper. So if you wanted to just pull that off from your previous version, it's the same figure other than the head. So you could just plug it in just like that. And it's very natural fit. And it's kind of a shame that they didn't include that with this figure at the very least. But hey, I really do like the accessory they did include. Here's a comparison of the Stormtrooper Executioner along with the First Order Stormtrooper from a couple years back. And as you can see, same exact figure except for the helmet. Again, the helmet looks so much better on the Executioner. It looks more proportionate and just an overall better sculpt. Not to mention the paint operations are a lot better on the Executioner. I also feel like the shades of white are a little bit different between the two figures. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series First Order Stormtrooper Executioner 3 3/4 inch scale action figure. Overall, you guys, I am so happy with the figure. I really, really like it. Sculpt is fantastic. The paint is terrific, even though it's mostly just simple white. The bits that they did paint black look really, really good. Articulation is mostly fluid and everything seems to work quite well. I really like the accessory they included, though I do feel like including the little blaster pistol would have been nice. I also wish that they would have painted the ankle joints white. But overall, the positive here far outweighs the negative. If you're collecting the 3 3/4 inch scale super articulated range, then this is definitely one to add to your collection, or who am I kidding? Who's gonna buy just one? Super solid figure and definitely worth tracking down. Alright my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If so, do give us a like, do subscribe, let me know your own thoughts down below. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to the Cantina Chatter podcast on iTunes. And as always, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Victoria's Cantina. Until next time, bye-bye.